All right, guys, welcome to another episode of Everyday Upland. Wow, wow, wow. Guys, if you watch not the live I did earlier today during the opening, but the live I did previously, I said to you that, I wasn't really putting much into the game. I didn't feel like, I wasn't excited for Queens. I wasn't, I just wasn't into it. Well, it turned out I was quite excited. It was very, very interesting. A lot of opportunities. I went in with a bit of a strategy. I had a list right here. You guys probably won't be able to see it right here of streets that I was gonna check out. I didn't check out all of them. I did check out a few, and I was able to buy multiple properties on each. There's one here that I was. I think it's Atlantic. I'm not 100%, but I'm gonna go through it when I go back in Queens and show you where I was able to buy a lot of properties. Like you guys need to check out the video because things have changed so much from earlier today to right now, where I was buying a property. Like, all right, let me tell you how it started, right? So my Block Explorer I had bought in where was it? Let's get into the game. Let's get into the game. Let's find the Block Explorer and get into this. All right. Let's see Linden right now. Linden Boulevard. Okay. Oh, there's still a few on Linden Boulevard. Okay. I may come back. I could get three properties, boom, right there. I don't know. I may do something, guys. But here we go. Here we go. Here we go. So I bought a property right here in Jackson Heights. The most perfect location. You want to know why? Roosevelt, just south of it. So I'm thinking, all right, oh man, I'm on Roosevelt. Look at that. Wow, I'm just going across my Block Explorer, we're just going across Roosevelt like that, like that. And I'm like, oh, this is so nice. Oh man. This is literally about 2 minutes or 3 minutes before the game, before the city opens, right? So I'm in there like, yeah, I'm gonna get about 8 Roosevelts. Like, oh, I'm looking forward to this. Guess what happened, guys? Right as it hits 11 o'clock, because I thought it was gonna be 11:05, because they always give you in that 5 minutes. But good thing I went and checked, and my Block Explorer is where I wanted it to be. Guess what happened, guys? I click on my first Roosevelt property, FSA. I click off of it, go back in my list of properties of where my Block Explorer hovered, gone. Nothing. Right before the opening, I had about 200 properties that my Block Explorer went across. And I had like, what, I think 9 Roosevelt properties that could have bought, but I think at least 3 or 4 out of the 9 were FSA properties, so I had no access to those. That's fine. But what I couldn't believe is that the moment the city opened, it erased. I noticed that it went from 200 to 83, and I was like, okay, I still have my Roosevelt. Then it dropped to 60 something, and then there wasn't anything in the list number wise at the very top that tells you how many properties your Block Explorers hovered over. It was gone. I was like, what is this? And by the time I could try and mint some of those properties that I went over earlier, it was already bought up. I couldn't get anything on Roosevelt. Nothing. Because my Block Explorer went some wacky direction. But what I ended up doing is that I bought one property right here is this is one of the properties that when I went across here on Roosevelt, so it went across here and then it just jumped up here and started going there. So I had bought this on Junction Boulevard, right? And I'm like, all right, well, Roosevelt Avenue is sold out. What am I gonna do? Let me just send my block explorer to this one property on Junction Boulevard. Well, what happened in Junction Boulevard? Not one, maybe up here. That's why I didn't buy any here. These were all sold. But here, all the way down, all available. I was just like, if I had $1 million in this game, I would have bought all of Junction all the way down. But I managed to get a good amount of properties on this street. It was incredible the amount of properties that was available on Junction Boulevard. Now, Junction Boulevard, I'm going to show you guys. Look at this. All sold out. Most of it, majority of it. There's one and two spots here and there that are okay. See, that's not even Junction, right? But majority of the properties right now, except for the FSAs, are all sold out. This is not even Junction. Let's see. That's not even Junction. So majority, this is the only one. See, this is not even Junction. So all of Junction is sold out. I couldn't believe that. When I came back, I left. I had a couple of things I had to do. I had to take care of some stuff in my backyard. And when I came back, I was just like, okay, this one is, but I understand why, because of the price, right? Was not, it was all sold out. When I came back, and I'm like, oh, I'm so happy that I spent the amount of money I spent on Junction Boulevard because that's another one that many other people who talking about Upland had mentioned. And at the time when I was there, it was empty. It was just whoever bought up here and here, that was it. The rest, pretty much, maybe one or two here and there, not too many, were available. If anyone else who was watching my live, or I know you guys are going to be busy, but if you had taken a glimpse of my live and came on Junction just because I was on there, you would have done well because they weren't expensive. They weren't bad. See, 4,000, like that's what I was paying for a lot of the properties. Like it was amazing. Like I couldn't believe it. I did so well. That was an expensive one, but still, I just kept on buying. I just kept on buying because I'm like, I'm getting some great deals here. I ended up getting about 15 properties right here. And like I said, if I wanted, I could have, or if I had more money and I kept on putting money into the game because I kept on going. I think Corona, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if anyone mentioned Corona, but I picked up a few properties here on Corona Ave, and most of Corona Ave is sold out now, right? It's another one of those ones that are pretty much sold out. So a lot of the streets, so a lot of people went in with the exact strategy like I did. I didn't go for business names or businesses that are highlighted or anything like that. I was just going for certain streets. Like I said, I had my list here, and I was just going around finding streets. So here we go. Let's go on this one here. I didn't get any on Jamaica Ave. I tried my hardest. Even Myrtle Ave, for some reason, that wasn't on anyone's list. And I watch a few of the different guys who talk about Upland. And that wasn't necessarily on the list, but I felt because look at all the businesses along Myrtle Ave. The amount of businesses that are along here, I said, you know what? Worst case scenario, it's not, but it's going to be another street that will be sold out. And completely, guys, sold. Obviously, the big properties, I think people are staying away from those massive properties or 50, 60,000 upics, because LA took a lot out of people, and people really wanted some cheap, properties. And as well as I had looked up the previous openings because I wasn't in when was I here around the Bronx? I think I was around when the Bronx, Manhattan, or all those other boroughs. Okay, in New York, I think only the Bronx was the only one that by the time I came in the game, that was being done. I think that was the maybe the first opening before not Cleveland, sorry, Tennessee, right? I think it was the Bronx, then Tennessee, and then the rest of all the other ones that opened up. And I wasn't a part of that. I wasn't in the game yet. But I looked up some of those mint prices, and I'm like, I wonder, is Queens gonna be cheap? And when I came in, I was like, wow, I love these prices. 4,000, 5,000 upics, like that's what I paid for most of my properties. 4,000, 5,000. The highest was probably six or seven. I bought some for 10, yes, but I didn't buy too many for 10. Everything was 5 and 6,000, right? See, like everything was like 5 and 6,000. I think I paid one of these for 10. Okay, that's four. Okay, five. So almost 6,000. Yeah, so I didn't pay much. So I just bought up and I said, you know what? This street here seemed like a street that is going to do well. I didn't hear anyone else talk about Myrtle Ave as a possible collection, but because of all the businesses I saw on the street, I said, yeah, I have to. I have to pick it up. Let's see. And what else? What else? What else? What else? Like, yeah, it was one of the ones I said I had to. And it's a huge street, guys. Huge. Like this thing stretches, okay, turns into hillside, but it's huge. Like, wow. And hillside was another one as well that a lot of people, were saying. Atlantic, that was on my list, and I got three properties here on Atlantic. Atlantic was a little bit difficult. I had to spend a little bit of money to get some properties here. So I paid 25,000 and I paid 22,000. I had to, or else I wouldn't have gotten any properties on Atlantic, right? So that's where most of the big money went for me. And okay, so what's this one here? This one is Liberty. That was also on my list, right? So I got to Liberty, and Liberty was sold out mostly. Most of it was sold out, except for these two properties. If it shows itself, except for these two properties right here, I couldn't find anything else, right? And I wasn't going on the secondary market at the time to find anything because a lot of the properties here, if I remember correctly, are pretty good sizes, and a lot of them were all light blue, so no one was really selling. Let's see what this person's selling for 100. Look at the prices, like they're nuts. They're nuts on Liberty. So I'm happy I got two properties there. I may not, if that becomes a collection, I may just sell these two properties that I have here and get some cash and just leave that on the side. But other than that, like I did quite well. Let's go down to this one here. Oh, I just bought on this boulevard here because of the supermarket. It's not sold out. There's still a few left here, but I just bought here because I just said let me get a supermarket, and I just bought two other properties that were also quite cheap. Well, not really, 8,000, 4,000, yeah. So they weren't so bad, right? So I paid 12,000 for that because I wanted a supermarket. And yeah, let's keep checking out the other ones. And then so I tried Linden Boulevard, nothing. Gone. Sold out. There's nothing there. I just said, all right, whatever. It's not meant to be. Hold on. There is properties here. Oh, yes, I did say that earlier. Okay, so I may come back and buy those ones because I'm surprised Linden Boulevard is not sold out. Okay, maybe the section of where I looked, it was all sold, but it wasn't. Wow, I'm surprised about this. Wow. Okay. All right. Well, that's news to me, guys. I thought, well, I did see that first when I first clicked onto my live, but I didn't realize maybe at the time when I looked, it was all sold out at the time. But yeah, like I just went off, guys. I went off. Okay, so this one here, Hollis Avenue. So this is Hollis. Something special about Hollis. So when Upland did their Spotify playlist for um, Queens, that gave me an idea of like what did I search up? I think I was searching something on Google, and it popped up that Hollis was a town or a neighborhood where Run DMC is from. And they actually did a song, a Christmas song called Christmas in Hollis. So I went and I grabbed 5 properties, right, in Hollis because I'm just like, you know what? This is a part of the hip hop culture. There's still properties available. Oh, no. Let's see. Maybe not. No, there's nothing there. Yeah, you're gonna spend 41,000. No, it's not even Hollis. So it looks like Hollis is sold out on FSA, guys. So all you under 100,000 buyers, come on in. So here's one if you want to spend 75K. Yeah, but Hollis also sold out. That wasn't on anyone's list as far as I can tell. I didn't watch all the other people who do Upland videos, but I did watch a few, and no one, I don't think anyone of them mentioned Hollis. But because I discovered that, I said I'm gonna pick up at least 4 or 5 properties on Hollis. Let's see, I think these are also FSA. And yeah, and let's pick them around with it. And I could have picked up more because I don't know how many people participated. And I have to say this: there's some guys who will make these predictions about how fast things are going to be sold out. Nobody knows because if you do that, you got to get rid of that mindset that oh yeah, it's going to sell it like crazy because you never know. Okay, there's properties on Hollis. There's still so if you guys want to come in, be a part of the Run DMC, there is right here 200th Street and Hollis, 210th Street. There's still properties available. You guys come on in, buy it up, buy up Hollis. You never know. It could be a collection because it's a part of the hip hop history that and also you know what too I didn't even think at the time to look up one of my favorite rappers, 50 Cent. Where was 50 Cent's house? Uh, 50 Cent house in Queens. Oh, his child home is in Jamaica. I didn't even think to look that up, right? To see where his house was, but I was just like, oh, this hip hop history is good enough for me, and Run DMC is classic, man. So that's why one of the I'm gonna look it up right now actually. See if it's available. Just give me a sec, guys. Probably it's all bought because like everything is sold. Yeah, see, everything's sold out in Jamaica. Let's see here. FSA 250,000. Hold on. Let me check the address. 51 140 52 140 52. Yeah, this one here. Yeah, so he bought 50 Cent's old home. And across the street, 6,000. Let's see. What's it? FSA. So I wouldn't even be able to get that because that was an FSA property. I would have to. Okay, not bad. But yeah, guys, there was so many properties available to buy. Like, man, it's just certain streets were like that, gone like that. Conduit Boulevard was another one. Let's see here. Where did I put that on my list? I had Conduit Ave, right? But it changes into Conduit Boulevard, I think here. See Conduit South, right? And then Conduit Boulevard up top. So I guess the south side here and Golden Crust. Oh, this restaurant here. Oh, that's something I should have looked into because the owner passed away a couple years ago, or I think 2 years ago. It was kind of weird. They were expanding. I think they were supposed to come here to Canada, and then all of a sudden, the owner passed away, and I completely forgot. But yeah, like guys, there was so much available. Like I went overboard, completely overboard. I bought like 39 properties. I wasn't expecting to be buying that many. As you can see, I'm only down to 413 UPICs. I bought and bought up and bought up. But I only put 207,000 UPICs in to buy in Queens. So if I had gone 350 now, I would have had properties all over down here. And I didn't end up buying anything. I didn't even go down here because I know that this whole Rockaway Beach area, was a big talk, and everyone's looking there. So there's nothing that I saw that was available down there. So yeah, so I just hit up whatever I could at the time. I just went for I just went for it, guys. I just went for it. Okay, Barclays Center is probably going to be on the auction. Oh, somebody just bought a brewery or police station. Okay, maybe that's something special. Wow, that's a good find. Yeah, guys, but overall, I think I did very well. To buy on some of these streets at the time when not a lot of people were buying at the time. And when I went out and ran my errands and did what I had to do and came back in, I checked on a lot of these streets and a lot of them were bought up. Junction was bought up like right away. That was the first street I checked. And yeah, guys, like I did very well. Um, Upland did an amazing job by doing this stress test yesterday. If you watch my live stream of the city opening, you'll see where I get a little frustrated because it was slowing down. Yes, it did slow down, but it wasn't bad compared to previous openings. Previous city openings, they'd have to shut everything down, get their guys on it, and you're on this game for like an hour and a half trying to buy properties because it just wouldn't happen. But they did such an amazing job this time that I had not I had I would say a small amount of issues, but it wasn't enough for me to really be like, throw my hands up and be like, forget this, I'm out of here. They did a really, really good job this time around. Um, it was amazing. I wasn't expecting to get half the amount of properties that I purchased, but I'm happy with all the properties that I purchased. Maybe I have to go and add a couple more because I think it's Linden Boulevard. Yeah, Linden Boulevard's available. My Block Explorer just passed by there. I may have to double back and probably pick up. And you can pick up like three or four properties there for under 20K. Like that's amazing. The price in Queens was perfect. Perfect. Man, the price perfect. I have nothing bad to say about this city opening. It was fantastic for me. It was better than I expected. Yeah, guys, like, um, I think that's it. Really, like, that's my pretty much my recap on this one. Like, nothing bad to say. And if you guys like my content, please like, subscribe, and share. And let me know how it went for you in the comments, guys. Please, thank you. See you tomorrow, and thank you all for watching another episode of Everyday Upland. I'm out. Bye. Thanks.